Let's now look at some of the key project management techniques which every project manager should be aware towards successful completion of the project, towards successful execution of the project. So number one is the work breakdown structure. For any project, this is the start. So there need to be a work breakdown structure, and that needs to be well defined. It is a hierarchy of the work. Maybe you have a higher level task, and under the higher level task you can have the number of subtasks as stated here, and each of the subtasks will have the duration, and for that duration there is going to be a cost associated with it. So the first one is the work breakdown structure, and you have the top level. Underneath you have the further breakdown of those tasks. So WBS transforms a big project activities into a chunk of manageable tasks for you, and your team can easily understand and complete it. And you need to involve the subject matter expert as and when required to bring up the work breakdown structure. Divide the task into work packages. Stop only when you are sure that you can't break down into in the lowest level packages into smaller chunks of work. So only stop when you're not going to break it down further. So that is the stage. That's where you need to have appropriate subject management expert, subject matter expert, so that you can sit together and decide the work breakdown structure. This has to happen at the early stage of the project or at the project initiation stage itself. So you need to have a good understanding of the work breakdown, because the work breakdown structure is where you have you need to link up with the schedule of each of the tasks and the cost associated with each of the cost. And when both are involved is where you need to have the budget allocated, and it will go further into the earned value technique as well. So, and as I said, this provides a better understanding and control on project constraint. That is where the project constraint comes into play, like the time or the effort needed for each of the tasks, cost, and thereby the budget, and of course the schedule, how long will each of the task is going to take. So the first one is the most important one, is the work breakdown structure. And once you have the work breakdown structure, you have the Gantt chart. The Gantt chart is a visual presentation of all the tasks, and you know, like how long the project is going to take. Whether it is going to take, just by looking at it you will understand whether whether the project can be completed in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or how many months it is going to take. And more importantly, the dependencies. So some of the tasks you can maybe bring it forward in the sense, if it is not dependent task, you can start afresh, start along with your previous task, so that the project can complete rather quickly. Instead of suppose if you, for example, we see here projects on month 2 is what you are going to have this task, develop marketing strategy. Assuming you bring it forward, in the sense if you are going to start 3 weeks ahead over here, then probably yes, you can bring all the tasks forward, and you complete, instead of 5 months you complete in 4 months. But if the subject matter expert and other stakeholders believe there is no point in bringing this task ahead, then yeah, the project is going to take 5 months. So the project when it is going to take 5 months, it will have a different budget, and if it is 4 months, it is going to have a different budget. So the Gantt chart, if you look at the explanation over here, so if you look at the explanation over here, it's a visual representation of all tasks your team have to complete in order to wrap up the project and visualize together with the time span. So there are visual representation of task dependencies, whether you can whether task A and task B, whether they can be started together, or there is a dependency between task A and task B, and based on that then you have a timeline for it as well. Third one is the critical path. So if you look at it, this one, so if you look at it, this path is what you have, it is on the critical path. So any delay over here can the project can get extended when a task is not completed on time, that is whichever is on the critical path is not completed on time, the project schedule will get extended. So the focus needs to be on the tasks which are on the critical path. So that is point number 3, or the key technique towards key project management technique. So what is number 4? Number 4 is earned value management. So earned value management, there's a lot of formulas around this. So you would have understood that. So this is towards the schedule and of course the budget, whether you are on schedule or behind schedule, ahead of schedule, and this is also important for the budget, whether you are overspending, you are correctly spending, or your spending is less compared to the initial actuals. So the fourth one is the earned value management, and finally is the project management methodology as such, whether it's the waterfall method or the scrum method, which is the agile, where you have the concept of product backlog, sprint backlog, and sprint as well, where the work gets done sprint. It is generally 3 to 4 week each sprint is, and you have a stand-up meeting to check up what is happening on each of the project deliverables, and you deliver in increments. So as far as the Scrum methodology is concerned, and then the Kanban methodology as well, to do or doing or done. So basically these are the 5 key project management techniques which every project manager should have a good control on. Thank you.